What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Got some breaking news. This actually took place on Tuesday, so I'm a few days late on this. May 6th. If anybody watches my channel on a regular basis and watches me record the police, you know that a good majority of the time when I'm recording police, it is traffic stops over license plate lights, not using a blinker, expired registration, cops running the license plate for no reason, and there's coming back, something comes back on the computer as a problem. And I have documented this over and over and over again. And I'll tell you what, man, it really upsets the blue line, the police apologists, you could call them. These are the people that support the police no matter what. And so it really irritates them that I report on what I record and what happens most of the time. And they always have some very unprofessional comments and derogatory statements to make towards me. And they leave these comments on my video. And that's fine. It's their First Amendment right. But I just would have to say that now ABC News 13 is reporting on the same exact thing that I've been showing everybody. And this is even worse than what I've been showing people, because this lady, and they'll say her name in a minute, they arrested her for her tag light not being out. Seriously, arrested her, took her to jail. She spent the night in jail, had to bond out, and the charge literally said on the county, on the inmate roster, it said no tag light. So in Texas, I know this from experience, you can be arrested on any traffic infraction in Texas. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I was actually arrested for running a stop sign one time. I call it contempt of cop charges. So this lady must not have bowed down to this cop and licked his boots the right way. And he, you know, she might even have said something. She might even have gave him the middle finger, which is her right. There's a Supreme Court ruling, Houston versus Hill, that says abusive speech towards police officers is a First Amendment protected activity. So it doesn't matter what she said to him. That cop swore an oath to uphold her rights, and then he violated her rights. I will be getting the body camera footage on this. Just absolutely ridiculous. And I'll tell you what, this is another reason why I like to record police, because I guarantee you, if I had been there recording police, he probably would not have arrested her. He probably wouldn't even have wrote her a ticket, because one of the main things these bad cops fear is exposure and ending up on YouTube. That's why I want to give a big shout out to ABC 13 for telling the truth and exposing this and not covering it up like the mainstream media does the majority of the time. I could ramble on forever. Let's watch this little short video.
Early on 13, a San Leon woman tells us she's looking for answers after she spent a night in the Galveston County Jail for not having a license plate light. But the Galveston County Sheriff's Office apparently isn't talking about it.
They're heroes. They don't have time to be discussing what they do when they're doing hero things. Let's just everybody thank them for being such great heroes. Okay.
ABC 13's Liliana Pearson's asking why a woman ended up in handcuffs for something that was supposed to be just a ticket. So Liliana, what has the Galveston County Sheriff's Office been able to explain about this so far?
Well, Eric, I've called, I've emailed, I even went here in person to try to get any information I could about this arrest, but the Galveston County Sheriff's Office is telling me that I'm just going to have to wait to get those answers until they can process my open records request. But as for Cynthia Ramirez, she tells me that this arrest, it was entirely inappropriate. She tells me that it was on Tuesday night. She had gone out to meet a friend who had recently gotten some good news, and then she drove home.
They're not allowed to discuss an ongoing investigation. I mean, this is serious business, this lady being arrested for a tag light. It could destroy, it could ruin the integrity of their investigation if they talk about it. And I'm joking, of course. These people are jokes, man.
Just as she was pulling into her driveway, she claims red and blue lights started flashing in her rearview mirror. She says that she got out of her car and a Galveston County deputy walked up to her and asked her where she was coming from and how much she had been drinking. She says she responded by asking why she was being pulled over. She says that she was told it was for not having a license plate light, and again, he asked her how much had she been drinking. She told him that she had had one drink when he continued to
never admit to having one drink, ladies and gentlemen, ever. I'm surprised that he didn't try to launch a DUI investigation after she said that. You should never do that because that helps give them probable cause.
Repeat the same question. She says she stopped responding. According to Ramirez, that's when things escalated.
He took my license and he took my phone, never looked at it. And then he just pushed me on the shoulders to spin me around and said, okay, since you're not going to answer my questions, I'm going to arrest you. And he did.
That was a heroic thing to do. If you're going to use your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, I'm going to arrest you. And I guarantee you, he probably said that on his body camera. It's another thing I point out all the time. These heroes, they swear an oath to the Constitution and they don't know what's in it. And so it's not difficult to make them look bad. These officers really, their training sets them up for failure. They should really, if they were smart, they would take it upon themselves to learn their oath and what actually the Bill of Rights are, how not to violate people's rights, because they're the ones that put their hand on the Bible and swore to it. And if anybody has any information about who this officer is or this lady, please have them reach out to me. Thank you.
Ramirez says that she spent the night in jail, and online arrest records show for the Galveston County Jail that she was arrested for not having a license plate light. Ramirez says despite the questions about drinking, she was never asked to perform any field sobriety test. Ramirez says that she paid $186 to get out of jail the next day, and when she came home, she says that she found one license plate light was working and one was not. We spoke to a legal expert who says the law to him is unclear if both lights do have to be working. However, the law does make it clear that that plate does need to be visible from 50 feet away. But because we weren't able to get a hold of anyone here with the Galveston County Sheriff's Office, we don't know if, in fact, that license plate was hard to read. For now, Ramirez tells me that she does plan to fight that charge in front of a judge. She is also going to be filing a complaint against that arresting deputy. From Galveston, Liliana Pearson, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
Thanks.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These heroes just out there doing heroic work. That's going to end it. I just wanted to show you this. I will be following up on this story. And like I said, if anybody knows who this officer is, they won't even tell ABC 13 who this officer is. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. They hate transparency. They hate accountability. They love being bullies. They love violating people's rights. And they get away with it because these police bootlickers and apologists worship them and thank them no matter what. Okay. And then they want to give me a hard time for exposing what they do on a regular basis. And I want to say one more thing before I end this. The Constitution of the United States, our forefathers, they started this country because they didn't trust the government. Okay. And they put it in the Constitution that the citizens of the United States, it is their duty to watch the government. I'm not going to say record because back then they didn't have cameras like we do, but they put it in the Constitution. Don't trust them. Keep an eye on them. Breathe down their neck. Don't give them an inch. Criticize them every chance you can get, because if you give them a little bit of rope, they're going to use that rope against us, against the citizens. And that's what's happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's all over the internet. There's just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of videos every day that show these guys just out running amok and violating people's rights and pissing all over their oath and acting like Nazis, tyrants. I could ramble on forever, y'all. I'm going to end it right there. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this. I'll see y'all later.